Melissa. Hey, John.
Greetings.
How are you? How is everybody?
Always good when we start the music. Just doing a little dancing, a little chair dancing.
Pretty fun.
We hope you're doing it in your car or the supermarket or wherever you listen. We hope you're bopping along too.
We hope you're embarrassing yourself in public because that's what we like to see.
Yeah.
All right.
You guys can start talking at any time.
I'm enjoying it again.
Hello. How
have you
been? It's Monday, President's Day, where we celebrate any other president other than the one we've currently got in office.
I just saw that post on Facebook. Today we are closed. We are celebrating 44 out of the 45 presidents in respect of.
No, that's classic.
It was hilarious. Yeah, it was very cute.
I think I stepped too far out of my comfort zone. I'm going to have to go right back in my shell a little bit.
Wait a minute. Are we discussing a 5K?
Yes, we
Is that
are.
what you're talking about?
There's a couple things I did. So I'm taking my life re-entry class, and this week was all about plugins, which are 5% steps you can take to get to any kind of goal. Just getting out of your shell and not being in the stuck zone. So, I took Isaac to Dinosaur Shabbat on Friday night, which was, first of all, I volunteered, which I hate doing. As you know.
I mean, what does that mean? That you brought juice? Or does that mean?
No, I showed up at 2:00 and I helped 3 other people set 200 places with styrofoam plates and forks and knives. And I helped pour grape juice from bottles into pitchers and then sat around on my ass because we got finished an hour and a half early. And why go home when I just have to go get my kid right down the hall? So then I sat around, doodled around, I got a new membership card with an updated picture because what the hell else am I doing? And then, I went and got him and we had a Shabbat. Isaac he enjoyed the Shabbat itself. He does not enjoy people in costumes. And so it turns out that the entire time he was super anxious about being there because he didn't like the dinosaur. He doesn't like the dinosaur and the dinosaur costume.
Okay, 2 things.
He's not into that. 1,
I'm totally with him. I don't like people in costume parties, masks, faces, clowns. They all freak the shit out of me, number 1. Number 2, your son is almost exclusively in costume.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I always see him in a mask and a cape.
That is the strangest thing.
I don't think he knew until I told him on Friday that there was someone in that costume. I think he thought it was real.
Oh, okay.
And therefore creepy.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So
creepy.
He was like,
yes.
And I was like, there's just a guy in there, with a helmet. And he was like, there is? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, I still don't like it. And I was okay, fair enough.
I'm totally with him. It's creepy AF. Totally creepy.
Yeah, he's not into it. But
he does it.
He does it because it's on his terms. He knows who the cape and the mask belong to.
Okay, he's
acting accordingly. I know.
On my terms.
So, yeah, so there was volunteering going on that day. I forget what I did Saturday completely.
That's outside Jessica's box, ding.
I don't have an outside Jessica's box. I only have...
outside Melissa's box.
That's because everything's in my box already.
All right. That's a big box you got there.
It is quite a big box. That's what I've heard.
Ooh, it's roomy in here.
Ooh, cozy. Comfy cozy.
Hey, nice box.
Thanks. So anyway, forget Saturday. That's probably the day I volunteered. Just didn't tell anyone until Sunday night. And then also yesterday morning, I took Isaac to Family Fun Day at the JCC, which is similar to volunteering in that I have to socialize with all his classmates' parents, which is fine. It's just, it's outside my comfort zone. I prefer to sleep in, keep Isaac in his pajamas till after nap time.
Eat some pancakes and, be sticky the rest of the day.
I'm not going to lie. In the last 2 years, there have been at least, not a lot, but 3 different dirty, he calls them dirty family days, where we just stay in our pajamas all day. We're going to be the dirty family. And he loves it. He's like, you're dirty mommy, you're dirty daddy, and I'm dirty Isaac. And he's like,
Isaac, honey, you've got no idea. You've got no idea how
excited
right you are
to be the dirty family. We didn't do that, but like I took him and Nate to the J, and they got to do the bouncy house thing, and I saw my friend Naomi, which is fine, but I also exposed him to this kid in his school that is kind of a bully, and he bullied him yesterday, and that pissed me off. So then this morning I stepped out of my comfort zone to complain about it. So now I'm
really?
After that I was like, and back to bed for me.
Let me go put my dirty clothes back on.
I'm done with the comfort zone for now. I'm going to go ahead and slide right back into where I don't leave the house except to go pick him up. And I'm just I've had enough of the outside world for now. I'm cool right here for a while.
Let's get back on the cell phone. Let's have my life via Skype and cell.
Let's just stop.
It's such a nice office. Why would you ever want to leave there?
There is that. It is a nice office. I'm enjoying it.
I know we're getting a view of it on Skype right now. It's lovely.
Da, 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 da.
I love it. I love it.
Okay. So thank you.
Wait, but that's not even hitting the big note of Outside Your Box is committing to do a 5K.
I volunteered to do a 5K and then invited people to donate to it so that I wouldn't punk out, and they are. I've already raised like $1,100. Our whole team,
$1,100.
Our whole team goal was $500. I've already raised twice that, and it's still coming, which makes me enormously happy because Attack Addiction is an amazing organization, and they support and help build sober living houses in Delaware as well as do all kinds of they have all kinds of town hall meetings and conversations about how to help these people and what to do and what to fix. So it's actually a really good organization that I've been meaning to help and volunteer anyway. So if this is the way I can do it is by inviting people to help me not punk out of a 5K, then so be it.
Well, you don't have to run it. You just have to walk it.
I'm walking and with Laura, my sister-in-law, and the reason why I decided to do it is because Emily's boyfriend's mother, Liz, was like, did you want to do the Attack Addiction 5K? And I was like, oh yeah. She was like, well, you have to sign up tonight, otherwise it's more expensive. And I was like, oh yeah, thanks. And then she was like, yeah, Cam and George and I are doing it. I'm like, oh, all three of you are doing it? And she was like, yeah, we did it last year too. And I was like, oh, did it last year too? And now other people are running for my daughter besides me. And it kind of made me feel like a shitheel.
Well, we can join you. I could bring the kids and we can join you.
Melissa, that'd be amazing. I think Carrie said she might help come too, if she can.
I can ride a scooter along. It's only
Carrie will run though.
She will run. Mallory and Ethan can run too, but I would walk with you.
Yeah, I would ride a scooter, okay, cool. Or you guys could pull me in a cart, one or the other.
Do you have a horn on your scooter?
I don't have a scooter.
I thought I could just get a scooter and just.
It's 3.10 miles is what a 5K is.
3.10, yes. It's almost 4 miles. And I think I walked that the other day at Universal. So I feel like if I can do that, it took me 10 hours because we stopped and did stuff. But it was 12,000. It was 12 to 15,000 steps that day. So I feel like, how bad could it be? She said.
Right.
How bad could it be? It takes a runner a half hour. I know how long it takes me to get to the JCC. That's a mile.
But you're going to train a little, though, right? You're going to...
Of course not.
You're going to train a little.
Yeah, I'll fucking train a little, yeah.
A little. Some walking.
Right. Very little.
Stop. It's 4 miles, man.
So I was planning on going to the gym this morning. Carrie was like, no, we'll FaceTime and do it. And then we kept missing each other. So I didn't get to train today. But tomorrow I'll go to the gym.
Very good.
I didn't see her this morning either. We were in Connecticut and we left. Stuart likes to hit the road early because you never know what's going to happen on the road. And he said, I have to get you home to record. I'm like, I got time. It's okay. No. We'll get you there. So I missed her this morning as well. I love her family. We have some really, really good friends. And I'm very grateful for each and every one of them. And I don't want ever for them to think I'm not. So I'm just going to keep shouting it every, 5 or 6 days. So everybody knows it. Very lucky.
That you love your friends?
That I consider you guys family. I really do. You are my family. You're the family I chose and not the family who ditched me this weekend
I agree with that.
for no apparent reason with no answers or just sorry we
That's
can't
bullshit.
come.
That's some horse pucky right there.
So
Who does that?
I redirected my weekend plans and I spent time with some fun people. I met our mutual friend's boyfriend, and that was lovely, and saw their kid. It's just so nice to. My kids don't really have cousins. They've got 2 cousins, and we don't see them. So to be able to get together and see these people who my friends made grow up, it's like when Jessica posts pictures of Isaac, and I see completely Scott's face, and I say, "Hello, Scott." And then she tells me a story about something that he did, and I say, "Hello, Jessica." I just love seeing my friends in these little people, and it's pretty awesome to watch because you are, which just makes me think, what am I that my parents look down and say, "Oh, that's me." Like that's just you.
I mean, yeah, I see you and your kids too so much. Mostly Ethan.
I don't know how good that is physically, right? Like Freeman face, you see?
I think Ethan might be. No, Mallory seems so much the extrovert, like your husband, and Ethan is kind of like, "What's up, peeps?"
Yeah, that's all right. So that's me. Okay, I get it. That was a double middle finger with the "What's up, peeps." So yes, that's he's too cool for school. That's okay,
and that's you.
And
I like
hopefully,
it. Yeah, that's what I like about you, and also what I like about Stuart is that he's eternally optimistic and happy to be around everyone. It's obnoxious.
You like that? I was just going to say, you like that.
I like that it's him and not you.
Oh, it's so not me. But I think he's a good balance to me by being so.
Thank God.
Maybe something
if you married
great will
another
happen.
One of you guys would be, but you would have 2 grumpy cats.
Yes, and we'd never leave the house. Everything would just be delivered. That would be it. That whole sound, that face, the whole, not having it. But yeah, I said, "All right, what's for dinner?" He said, "We can go out." I'm like, "Yeah, we could bring in too." Because clearly nobody's cooking. We just came home today.
Clearly. What are you cooking tonight? What are you not cooking tonight for dinner?
Maybe.
That's what I asked Melissa.
What's the PJ Wellahans just opened up the street?
We just got a PJ Wellahans.
Yeah,
those
so maybe we'll go there for some loaded tater tots and big salad.
You know what's better and more fattening than tater tots? When they're loaded.
Yeah, the cheese, the white creamy stuff they put on top, and just a dusting of crunchy bacon really just...
the bacon is what's important. You know, Nathan tried to bring a BLT into the J yesterday.
No.
I was like, why did you get a BLT? I took him to Wawa. I was like, of all the things to get, why would you get that? And he was like, what? It's bacon. I'm like, it's the Jewish Community Center, numbnuts. What do you mean?
It's a tuna day, buddy. Can't have bacon.
You can't have bacon. It's not kosher.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No bacon. That's the only really. I mean, honestly, if he'd have brought a cheeseburger, it would have been fine. Well, it wouldn't have been great, but it would have been fine.
It's the actual pig that you can't.
You can't eat the pig.
The pig is your friend, not your
at
food.
all, or just.
I don't know if he's your friend, but he's not kosher.
Cloven hooves. You can't.
No cloven hooves.
So,
no
like,
Spock.
What about deer?
No live long and prosper animals. Huh?
What about deer? Deer have cloven. What's cloven hoofs?
Yeah, you got it.
First of all, I don't think deer have cloven
hoofs.
Yeah,
they do.
I think they're like this.
No, they do. They're split apart, right?
They're not
deer
kosher
do.
Then. And also no bottom feeders. So no
shrimp.
Shellfish either.
No shellfish. You're right.
No crab, no lobster, no shrimp.
Oh my.
But I mean, we eat it. I mean, obviously, or he wouldn't have gotten a BLT. It's just that he tried to bring it into. It's like, you know. You don't
so what happens is like
trying to.
You catch on fire.
What happens is someone sees it, and then they'll probably tell someone who's running the family fun day, like that.
And they'll shame you.
Got a BLT, and they'll just ask him to throw it away. Probably
they'll shame you.
Really?
But I wasn't going to let him bring it in there.
They pull your pants down and they point at you and they laugh. That's how they do it.
Like Isaac, when I pack his lunch, it can only be a dairy lunch. I cannot pack him a turkey sandwich. It has to be all dairy because the other thing about kosher is milk and meat together.
So then they have people checking that? Like if they pull out your sandwich, you have somebody...
not really.
Yeah, the teachers... Yeah, I mean, the teachers pull his lunch out, and if it, like, for example, if it has peanut butter, you definitely can't have it, just in case there's a peanut allergy.
All right, we got a peanut butter violation.
We got a turkey in room 103. A turkey in room 103.
I feel if you went there for that event and you just sat there and you ate, nobody would come by with a yellow flag and throw it at you. But it's just in the classroom.
You don't want to. You just don't want to bring it in.
Tuna.
Pig doesn't belong in there. Yes, I packed tuna.
Tuna is very
cheese
successful.
And jelly, mac and cheese, pasta with marinara. I'm sure he's disgusted by all of it at this point.
Now you're making me hungry.
Oh,
You're making me hungry.
We talked about listen, if I'm going to do a book, I need to know, is it clitoris or clitoris?
I always heard clitoris. Well, I always heard man in a boat, but
because clitoris likes Dolores, right? Because it rhymes with Dolores.
Yes, from Seinfeld.
I say clitoris, and I say it as often as I can.
We have a friend named Clit, so that works. No,
we have a
Crit.
friend named Crit. You have a friend named Clit?
I called her Clit for so long, I forgot.
That's not right.
I only called her Clit.
That is not right.
Yeah, but it's
Glitter.
funny. That's what matters.
Yeah, Jessica had a rough, since we didn't record last. Did we talk about last?
Yeah.
We did not.
Yeah.
You did
Yeah,
not
we
talk,
did.
Did you?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We told her about the dumpster fire that was my panel.
Oh, okay.
And you know what I remembered after I talked to you guys? There will be video footage of it.
Oh, I gotta see that.
There's going to be they videotaped every
session.
Every session. Thank you. And so we'll have video of it. I'm super excited to show you the actual dumpster fire so I can get even more sympathy than I've already gotten.
Well, I was talking to a mutual friend of ours that was actually at the event, and he's very kind, and he doesn't.
My session?
Yeah. Well, he heard about it. He wasn't there, and I was talking to him about it last night, and he's not one of those guys that use foul language, and he looked at me and he goes, "Oh, that guy's a dick," and I was like,
"Told ya."
Wow.
Everyone I told when I left that panel, they were like, "Who was it?" When I told them who it was, they were like, "That guy's such a dick." Because Mark said the same thing. He goes, "Who was it?" I told him who it was. He goes, "That guy is a dick." And I had to get on the phone and tell him he was a dick and to stop being a dick or he couldn't be our client anymore. Yeah. And I was like, damn.
Right.
And then 2 days ago, he sent me another text and he's like, he's being a dick again on Twitter.
And you know what's funny
to me,
because I found out also that certain people can use certain terms around Jessica and it's acceptable, but not me.
No, that's not true. It was just in this case.
The big C word?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We told you about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
And I tried using it today, and I got the face. What face is that? The one with the slit eyes and
yeah. When you have the slit eyes and the slit mouth, that's supposed to be the face of.
Right, like that didn't go over well, or that was inappropriate, or I can't believe you just did that.
That's my Emily womp womp face.
Exactly.
Womp womp.
So I was just testing the waters. I failed immensely.
I think it's appropriate to tell someone to be a cunt when they're about to insult people for a half hour.
Okay. Well, when does that ever happen? I missed my opportunity.
This morning that you hold on. But what was I doing that you told me to do?
I like that you dipped your toes in the water of cunt. That's my favorite part of the story. How you phrased it, that you were just dipping your toes in the water of cunt.
You were anxious about going to the dentist.
Oh, yes, he wanted me to be a cunt to the dentist.
I didn't say that.
And I was like,
be one to the dentist. I just said,
How did that go? Your dental visit?
I didn't go. I canceled it because I didn't feel like going. Again, too far out of my comfort zone. That counts.
But that's what you have to go, and you've had issues. It's
not an appointment. It's to redo the crown that they've already redone twice. I don't want them to do it anymore. I want a new dentist.
I have an amazing dentist for you.
Can you move to Wilmington so that your referrals can mean something? That would be great.
No, he's in Malvern, and you can do it.
Malvern's not in Delaware the last time I looked. Hold on, let me look.
Far to go to the
Why
dentist.
does your dentist need to be? I get in network, or insurance, but not in state. Why does it have to be in state?
It doesn't have to be in state, except for the fact that it's not convenient to go to Malvern for the dentist when I have 3 in a 1 mile radius.
But if none of them are any good,
and mine is awesome. Yeah, mine's awesome.
I didn't say none of them. I said the one I go to right now is not good. I don't know if the rest are good. I've not tried all the dentists, just the few that I've tried.
I've not tried.
By the time you find out, you'll be like Mom's Mabley. You'll have no teeth, and you'll be like, blah, 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 with the.
The last dentist I had, I loved her so much. Her name was Dr. Raudio. She actually donated to my 5K, and because she's friends with me on Facebook, she has pictures of I Love Lucy all over the walls. And then when you go back in the chair, she made some tiles on her ceiling be like the sky and clouds.
So why don't you go to her?
And then also in her waiting room, she has like soothing sounds of the ocean.
How did this breakup happen? How did you break up?
She doesn't take my insurance anymore.
Oh. Well,
I know. It's terrible. I know. Dr. Erin Raudio on Falk Road, if anyone does have her.
How about that?
She's the dream. She's so sweet and wonderful. Listen, if you have to pick your nose, just turn your camera off. You don't have to.
Teeth or something? She had to do something.
A whole thing.
Hey, you can turn your camera off real quick.
That's
I don't know.
gross, and I don't do that.
Well, I'm sorry. I just assumed you did.
No, I don't. I don't do that.
Do what? Pick your teeth?
Pick her nose.
Pick my nose.
Everybody picks their nose. Oh, in public. There we
What?
go. I was going to say.
In public is the key
Wait, what?
word.
Who said that?
Key word.
Exactly.
So, Jessica, I have a topic for you today. And John, I have a topic
Yes, today
for
we're
us.
talking about a very exciting topic, which I have a lot to say about.
Well, today's topic is about apologies and saying you're sorry. And do I'm sorry's work? Are they effective?
No.
Well, my favorite I'm sorry is I'm sorry, but, which is like the opposite of I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but you're a dick. Or I'm sorry, but you left this on the counter, so if you didn't want it to break.
That's not really an I'm sorry. That's
Correct.
The,
But I'm asking on a bigger scale, not I'm sorry I broke
fault.
something of yours, but I'm sorry I've wronged you. I know, family-wise, you've been wronged.
But then I like what happens is the other one to go along with that is I'm sorry that. I'm sorry that it actually turns the table and puts it back on you again. I'm sorry that you don't understand. I'm sorry that you got upset.
That's my trick for apologizing. You just outed me.
There you go.
My normal trick for apologizing is I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry that you're upset. I'm sorry you can't control the situation.
Sounds like you're talking to Isaac. Are these all for Isaac?
No,
No,
it
they're
works.
mostly for Scott.
Oh,
Does he punch you in the face after the third one? Because
No.
I'm winding up now.
jeez.
Well, here's the thing. I am classically, what bothers me about both the men that I've married is that classically they say, I never apologize when I'm wrong. But here's the thing. I know for a fact that I do because as a person with ADHD, I know that I have a lot to apologize for. And I just got comfortable real early with apologizing for when I screw up. The problem is that I screw up so rarely that, yeah,
I'm
lot
so
of
close
times
to
it's the
perfect
other
that,
person's fault.
and when I say it, I don't even mean it. I'm just saying it to get out of it. I'll throw them around. Sorry. Oops. Sorry.
I mean, the other thing. So the first time around with my marriage, I wasn't sorry because I was always angry at him for not being who I wanted him to be, that is technically my fault, but I couldn't apologize for that necessarily, at least not then. I could certainly do it now, but he doesn't care anymore because it's been 20 years since we've been married. So, I mean, I just never apologized to him because he was always screwing up, but I shouldn't have expected him to be somebody totally different. With Scott, the reason he's always upset is something that he has taken and made into something else. And I'm not going to apologize for that. So that's why I end up saying, I'm really sorry you feel this way. And I understand how you feel.
And that you've turned that situation around to make, again, yourself a victim when you're not. But okay.
Well, right. Or I say, I'm really sorry you're upset. And that wasn't my intention.
Oh, that's a good one.
That
That's better.
smooths things over better than I'm
Any of
sorry
the other
I
ones.
made you feel this way because
Right.
I was a communications major. I will drop dead before I say, I'm sorry I made you feel anything. I will never, ever, ever, ever say that. And I will never say you always or you never in a marriage because you're definitely not going to be going in any good direction if you say you always or you never. That's bad. So the apology thing is funny. Yeah, when it comes to kids, I'm much more like, I'm sorry you're angry, but let's go.
So are you holding any grudges? Like, do you have, I have
Many.
grudges against your family right now. So I have outside of your house, but like who wronged you?
Which
and are you
part of
holding
my
this
family?
grudge? And would it make a difference if they say your uncle? And if they say, I'm sorry,
Oh,
or,
right, yeah.
I mean, what grudge? So there's
to
that
my
whole thing.
uncle who sued me for my mother's inheritance. Yes, I hold a grudge. It has now passed on to the rest of the family who allowed it to happen and still want me to come and
Ooh, so it's
do
spreading.
family occasions. My grandmother is always like, how come you can't just get past it? I'm like, why didn't you tell him not to do that? It was $100,000. It's all my mother left us. Why didn't you tell him not to do that? You could have just told him not to do that. You're his mother.
It's that flesh-eating disease that's spreading through your family.
I didn't want to get involved. I'm like, you don't want to get involved with him, but you want to get involved in telling me to come to parties. That's how you want to get involved, is by bossing me around, but not him. How's that make sense? So yeah, I mean, yeah, it has now bled over into her brothers and sisters and her mother. But like,
is there anything he could do? Could he say, could he?
You know what he could do? Give me the $50,000 back for me and $50,000 back for my sister. That's what he could do. And then I would consider things be under the bridge.
Yeah, 50 grand. That moves a lot of water under the bridge.
It does move a lot of water under the bridge, and that's what it took away. So
they say that it takes, that ridiculous, it takes far more energy to hate and to hold a grudge than it does to let it go and forgive. And
that's the thing. I'm more apathetic now.
Yeah, now I don't give a shit.
I have one family member that I kind of do have a grudge. I never thought about it, but I do. And it's been 16 years.
Wow.
And it was over the death of my father and her putting her nose in business that didn't belong. It's always over death and money, isn't it? That drives a wedge in the family.
Almost always.
Death and money. It's the same thing.
I mean, yes and no, because I do feel like also that if I did get an apology and I had to deal with that side of the family again, I would be asking for so much drama that I don't really want.
So it's easier to just cut off that sick limb and let it go, and then just hope, like the Swamp Thing, you grow it back in another way, like the friends and family, you make family, and just to fill that hole.
Yeah, I mean, because here's the thing, like, I'm currently annoyed with my husband's stepfather. Like, almost every other day he does something insulting or stupid or hurtful, and I just have to let it go, or Isaac's never going to see his grandmother. I have to let it go, no matter how offensive or stupid or annoying or hurtful it is. And Laura can't let it go, and they end up not speaking for like 6 months, but I can't do that to my son, so I have to just suck it up and hope he doesn't come over.
So this is all family. Have you ever felt that way, that anger, that resentment, that grudge, that are you fucking kidding me, with friends?
Yes.
Yes.
But I do think it's very easy to cut off a friend that you thought was a friend, because actually when that comes down to when something like that happens, they're not your friend.
Yeah, but what if you thought I have a friend with whom I have been like sisters since the 7th grade. We did youth group activities together. We did Nifty. We did all this stuff. We were tight as can be. I had kids. She had kids. We were far away. And when I planned my kids' B'nai Mitzvah, they give you the date 2.5 years ahead of time. Everybody that mattered knew, with ridiculous amounts of time, with they're all part of planning and thoughts and what's going into it. Can you believe we're doing a dance? We're doing this. We're having this party. And as the invitations went out, she said she couldn't come. No excuse at all. Actually, she didn't even RSVP. I had to chase down the RSVP. I just assumed she and her husband were coming, and it was a no. And I was kind of devastated. I was kind of thinking, I clearly
what could possibly be more important?
I clearly don't mean to you, A, what you mean to me, or what I thought I meant to you. Like, how could I have been so wrong about our friendship, and how could you not care?
Yeah, this exact thing happened to me when Emily died, as a matter of fact. So what you're asking is, if she apologizes, can you get over it? Probably not.
Well,
because of what you just said, because
I think it just changed everything.
Because you now realize that you don't mean to that person what they meant to you, and that is much stronger than any kind of, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you feel that way.
I couldn't have, right? I couldn't have meant that much to her.
I don't know about that. There's certain things in your life that happen that doesn't mean that you don't care about somebody. It means that you can't. And again, I'm not saying this is what happened to you and your friend, but for me, my biggest thing is like death. I don't do death well. I hate it. I hate the whole thing. I don't know what to say. It's really uncomfortable. You go there, your heart's breaking for the person. And me, I believe it or not, I don't know what to say. And I'm terrified of opening my mouth and saying the wrong thing, because I've done it before.
Because it happens every time.
Yeah, basically.
Just yesterday.
I don't know. And one of my biggest things is like when I'm uncomfortable, the first thing I go to is humor. And in a situation where there's death and grieving, humor is the last thing that you need.
Well, not for Jessica, not for me, but yes, in the Gen Pop, that's not your go-to.
Yeah, you did okay when Emily died, I think. But you did avoid me, I noticed.
Because I don't know. My heart broke. When I heard the news, I could feel the blood drain from my face. I was like, I almost passed out. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. I couldn't call. I was afraid that, if I called and talked and said something, but then we did talk. And then it was funny because you went to humor, and then it was okay for me because what happened about that was when we got the story about the chickens. Because I said to her, hey, how you doing? I'm so sorry. And she goes, do you want a chicken? And I'm like...
Yeah, because we all brought chickens. We all sent chickens. You all brought chickens. There were chickens
7
everywhere.
Chickens.
And it totally disarmed me because then I had to think, what's the right answer here? Is she offering me a live chicken? Is it a dead chicken? Is it a cooked chicken? All she said was, would you like a chicken? And I went,
because I didn't know what to do with them all.
I know, but that wasn't the thing. Like you didn't say I got a lot of chickens and I don't know what to do with them and they're going to go bad. Can I give you one? You just went,
on my mind.
Would you like a chicken? And I automatically, my whole mind, because I'm already nervous and everything, my whole mind went, what is the right answer here? I need more information. I'm afraid to ask a question. So, then you started telling me and then we started laughing back and forth and it broke the ice.
Well, first of all, we're talking about a joyous rite of passage, not her children dying. So there shouldn't be a good excuse as to why they're missing that. But also,
so wait, you're saying she was afraid to disappoint me or afraid to say something?
He's saying sometimes you don't show up and you don't say why.
Well, my brother didn't have an explanation castly with me this weekend, and he's still my brother, and I will shake this off and I'll be fine and will be fine.
Aren't you used to him being a little bit unpredictable, though?
He is definitely unpredictable, but his family isn't. They should have just come without him. I don't know anything. It just happened. So I don't know any information, and I just wanted to make sure everybody was okay. But I mean, John, you are right. Everybody deals with shit differently, but you have to feel it out. Like, you know how you want, and now we know what you want. So the podcast about us, now we're all
everyone
prepared
listening knows what you
to
want,
leave
which
you
is
the
perfect.
fuck alone. But for Jessica, well, for our friend that we were talking about before, whose husband passed away, she wanted to be surrounded by people. So over the course of 5-6 months, people would just keep being there, and then slowly we faded away. But it's whatever that person needs. And the only way, unfortunately, to find out what they need is to
say, is there anything I can do?
Yeah, or for you, just send a text that says, so profoundly sorry, I'm here.
Thinking about you.
About you. I'm here.
But it's funny because, a lot of people will judge you. I've lost friends because I didn't go to their parents' funeral. I lost friends because I just couldn't muster it. I couldn't go. I drove to the place. I got into the parking lot. I sat in the parking lot. I couldn't go in. I just couldn't go in. And I lost friends over this.
That's when I know you want to get rid of mail altogether, but that's when a handwritten note that says, I wanted to be there for you, but with my history, I just couldn't be there. I would still like to be there for you. Do you want to go out for coffee? You want to meet for breakfast? I want to be there for you, but a funeral is not a way that I could have been helpful to you. And a handwritten note that shows up in the box that you consider your enemy is the perfect way to do that. The same way that initial text is a great way to not commit and not be face-to-face and not have to speak to and just say, I'm here if you need me or for anything.
The thing for me is that I don't cry. Okay, so that's one of my big things is for some reason, I don't cry.
Not even when the Eagles won?
Not even when they lost. But what I'm saying is that when I go to funerals, I have this uncontrollable urge to cry, and I don't want to cry in front of anybody, so I can't go. I mean, I just remember my one friend, I know, my one friend's father used to come to all the... I agree. I agree with you.
Ridiculous.
It is. So my one friend's father used to come to like the funerals and, when people would die, he would walk in. As soon as he would walk in, he would just start bawling. And I'm like, I never want to do that.
That would make me laugh. If every time I went to a funeral, he was there hysterical crying, no matter how close he was to the person, that would make me laugh.
Yeah. So, and I remember when, he passed away and I said to my other buddy, I said, well, at least he's not crying. again, you want to apologize or you want to be there for the person, but sometimes you feel like you're going to be more of a spectacle than a supportive person.
I didn't know you when Emily died. Did you go to the memorial?
I did not.
For the same reason?
More of a different reason.
That was different. Yeah.
It was a different reason.
Jessica did, well, they all really took the air out of that uncomfortable sale with humor. Mm-hmm. I mean, it really just depends on the person and who they are and how you know them and all that. But a friend's brother, the youngest, I mean, these are tragedies you're talking about.
Absolutely.
These are horrible tragedies. So it takes a very special person who, during that tragedy, could inject humor into a memorial and make that
Who,
beautiful.
me?
Who?
Me?
Now,
but what? Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, and with my mother, it was the same thing. When my mother just passed away, it was the same thing. I had to get up there, but then I had to get up and speak, which was tough. But again, knowing my mother, because I have her sense of humor, I got up and I spoke, and I had people laughing because it's the only thing I know. It's the only thing I know to do to deflect.
There's always an icebreaker at every funeral. Like when my cousins were pallbearing for my mother, one of them was losing a ton of weight at the time, and his pants fell down. He was like pantsed.
That's amazing.
While he was carrying my mom, and my aunt had to run after him and pull his pants up, because you can't just hold up a coffin with one hand and your pants with the other. You have to use both hands because it's so heavy. So
that should happen at every funeral. That should happen. Yeah, one person, just one person, drop trow on the way out.
I think that all the pallbearers should have to drop pants and do the penguin out to the hearse. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I went. Stuart's coworker, his wife's father died recently, and we went to the funeral. It seemed like we were going to them pretty frequently, and I didn't know him, but the grandchildren got up and spoke, and everybody spoke, and we were just. I feel your pain. Like, I don't want to cry in front of people. I didn't know this man. I went to support our friends. Mm-hmm. I went so they would see a face of somebody who cares about them. And then and if you were Jewish, you would send food. That's what you do. You send food. Yeah. But not chicken.
Much. Well, I think normally that would be welcome.
People
just not all the first day.
So I know several clergy who sit with people on their deathbeds and they hear their comments and they always say, what's that? I never hear anybody say they wish they had worked more, right? But they also say, no one ever says on their deathbed, I wish I had stayed angry longer. Right? Because it just, it kind of eats your kishkas out. Like it's a
kishkas means your guts. By the way, John.
Gotcha.
I was doing a little
for the goyim.
My mom also used to say, "No, that's Gotkas." Sorry, you're right. Kishkas.
Like it just eats you from the inside. That anger, that disappointment. That so with a friend.
So you're
you can
saying
let it go
you're over
it. So what I've done, I actually did something which is
spiteful.
Oh,
no, it's not spiteful.
We'll be the judge.
No, I saw a T-shirt that reminded me of her, and I got it, and I mailed it to her.
What are you doing?
I know. I don't know how to say I'm so disappointed by you, but I'm disappointed by me for thinking.
But here's a T-shirt.
So here's a peace offering. Let's just leave it at that. I don't want to engage.
What peace offering? Why would she have been angry at you?
She wouldn't have been angry at me, but my point is I am tired of being angry with what she did. I'm done. I'm letting go of the I can't fucking believe you're not going to be there when I throw this celebration at this accomplishment that my shitheads have totally busted their asses to do. And I've never been so proud of my kids. Like I just... They wrote from their own heart, and they spoke, and they not just like the Hebrew part, that's rote memorization, whatever, but what their connections to. She's not there for that. You were a sister to me, and now I think I'm nothing to you. So I am letting it go.
I have several friends that made me feel that way, and rather than buy them a T-shirt and send it in the mail. The first time it happened to me, I was always trying to make plans with this person. They were always too busy. Then they invite me to their bridal shower where all these other girlfriends are like, our Tuesday night this, and remember when we were always doing that, and oh, we talk every day. So I just didn't go to her wedding. Didn't tell her why. I just didn't go. And then, and I haven't spoken to her since. And then,
so you're on the other side of my dilemma. You're on the side where you didn't go and didn't tell me why.
I didn't need to tell her why. She ran into my husband at, they worked at the same bank. She ran into him and he probably implied why I didn't want to go. And she's just acted like she understood, I guess, but I don't know if she did.
And that friendship's over? That's done? We're done there?
Over, because she was like a sister to me. And how could you blow me off for years and act like I wasn't good enough to be your friend? And here you have all these other people that are, she was my bridesmaid. And, and then nothing. And then the second time was when Emily died. I don't even remember if I got a card or anything, like maybe one phone call from each of them in a year. And then I think this was around Christmas, or maybe it was, I don't remember. It was probably around Christmas. Or maybe it was the summer. I don't even remember when it was. It was sometime last year. They were doing this whole, you remember Fire Marshal Bill?
Of course.
Used to make this face?
Of course.
Well, they used to think it was hilarious when I made that face, and once in a while, they would send a little text around with that face. The first time it happened was New Year's Eve, 8 days after my daughter died. And then it was like the goo face and like, ha, 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 I wish you guys were here, blah, blah, blah. Second time was like a couple months later. The third time was in the summer. It was the summer. And that's when I was like, maybe I would find this a little funnier if any one of you called me to ask me how I was doing because my kid died. Hello?
Yeah.
My kid died. And then I kind of ruined that whole text scenario. And then one of them called me and said she was sorry. She didn't mean for it to be that way. And we were just old friends keeping in touch. I'm like, I guess I thought it was more. And so that's that. And then, the other two, another one called me the next day to tell me she was sorry, but she felt like because I was posting about it so much on social media that she felt connected to me, even though she wasn't giving the connection back.
How would I know that? How would I have any concept
of your feelings? Which was a reasonable enough explanation. But I also was thinking, hey, you know what? This is the final straw, because what's happening? What are you laughing about?
John sent a copy of a T-shirt that I could have sent to her, but I didn't. It says, She swallows.
That's clever. These are also people who didn't come to my wedding, didn't come to my bar mitzvahs, didn't come to my baby showers. So why would they come to my funeral? And to me, it was just like, well, now I know how you really feel about me. Thanks.
Isn't that just so sad? I mean, I just find that so sad.
Well, but should I get over it and send them a T-shirt and say sorry when I didn't do anything wrong?
No, my T-shirt didn't say I'm sorry. It was something she used to say all the time. It was a phrase. And is it something that so then I get a text from her that says,
you did it as a way of letting go. I don't want to let go. I'm just done with the friendship. I don't care.
That's the whole question, really. Well, she wrote me. She texted me when she got it. She said, I got this T-shirt. It's so lovely. It's so nice. I know something's not right between us. You think? I don't know what it is. I don't know how to make it better. Do you have a time machine? Do you have respect for our friendship? Do you think
she just was so oblivious that upset you?
No, because I think at the time I said to her, I think maybe through an email, I haven't gotten your response. I just want to make sure that you guys are set for a hotel room. Oh, we're not coming. I said, you're kidding, right? Is this a joke? Like, I made it clear that I was slightly horrified. But
yeah, it's not like you to be subtle.
Me? Who? Me?
Yeah.
Subtle?
Yeah.
So she got it, I think. I think she got it. But,
all right. Okay.
But I'm not putting any eggs in your basket anymore. Understand? You don't get a basket. Yeah, that's kind of what I said. You don't get my eggs. Yeah, we're done here.
I'm sure I won't be on any more friendly group texts anytime in the near future, but that's fine with me because they were triggering the shit out of me. Because every time I would get like a whole, let's go to the beach together, that would be so fun. I felt like a big F you. Where have you been? Why do my sorority sisters, who I haven't talked to in 20 years, send me so much Italian food I could have fed 3 weddings, but I haven't heard dick from you? Why is that?
Yeah, that is so bizarre. And could it be the John thing where they don't know what to do? Because there's like more than one of them, and you'd think somebody could figure that shit out.
Well, whatever. They didn't know what to do when they were born either. So why would they know what to do when she died? That's not the point. You know, they weren't my friends. I mean, they were, you know, oh my God, she's having a kid. Let's all talk about her, not be her friend
Do
anymore.
you think that a part of it is that we're disappointed in ourselves for being so wrong about those humans?
I'm definitely upset about it because I feel like I wasted a lot of time and money.
I loved you. How could you? I would never let a man do that to me.
I valued you as someone who I thought was valuing me, and I should have never, ever, ever, ever done that.
I would never in my youth have let a man do that to me. How did I let a woman to that point? Oh, no. No.
Many times, sadly. No. That's my MO. Please meet me so that you can ignore me, shit on me, and then make me wonder what I did wrong.
Don't worry. I'll clean it up. I got this. I'll clean it up. Don't worry.
It's all good.
No, it's bad. So I set it afloat. I put a message in a bottle. I sent it out. And I waved goodbye. Can I do that with my brother? No, I have more of a history. I am sad, but I'm better sad.
Have you waved goodbye, or are you going to let her make it better?
So what? I could be fooled again? I don't think so.
No.
Who, me?
I mean, that's the thing is they make it better, but then you keep them at a distance regardless. So it's not better. It's the facade of being better.
Yeah, I don't need that. You know, if
you got cancer, would you want her to come and like take care of your house and your kid? No,
I'm good. But I have this feeling that so that just happened. One of the when we were in our old neighborhood, Ethan played baseball, and one of the coaches for one of his teams, really nice guy. His wife was so lovely. They had 4 little boys. She just died of cancer. Leaving behind 4 little boys, the oldest of which maybe 13, 14, and then younger. And I mean, I was profound. We weren't friends. We were like, hey, I have snacks. Do your kids need snacks? I have juice boxes. Like it was fun. Like it was so nice. I found out that a good friend, again, from the past, knew her. Their husbands were college roommates and they were best friends. Her life touched, I feel like, this friend that I sent a shirt to whom I sent a shirt, she would be devastated if that happened to me. She would, I think it would be a very dramatic moment that she would then carry with her the rest of her life. Not because she disappointed and ruined a friendship, but because this is her best friend and this happened to her best. Like I'm still tagged on Facebook by her. But I don't get it. Like, how do you not know? I've never disappointed. I don't know. I was mad at myself for putting any eggs in that basket, and now I'm putting that basket afloat and I'm sending it out into the world.
What do you do about social media? Do you just cut them off? Do you unfriend them?
I unfollowed. I didn't unfriend.
I don't unfriend because then it pops up saying, "Oh, Melissa Freeman Brilliant is a friend of yours, or could be, or see what."
Yeah. Suggested people.
And then there could be like, right. Whoa, that bitch unfriended me? And then it's a something.
Yeah.
Right.
I will say this, though. There was a time, Melissa, where I was pretty salty at you because you kept inviting me to do shit last minute. And I thought, can she fucking think of me one day ahead of time for fucking once? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Because it was always like, it would be like this. It would be like this, John. It would
Dinner.
be like, Crit and Cassie and Annie are all coming over at 10 tomorrow. Can you come? Or we're having dinner at 6 tonight with 8 people that are in town who I've known about it for 4 weeks. Can you come? It's like, thanks for letting me be an afterthought, you bitch.
And I got to tell you, that's very surprising knowing Melissa because, she's very...
Actually, it's not.
No?
Now that I know how she operates.
Really?
No, because
I would say that she's a planner. And then, that wouldn't be an afterthought unless it was an afterthought.
She is a planner. It's like probably was an afterthought because she's not an organized planner.
No, I would think that she is.
Yeah,
she's not.
So I mean, I probably could break down each of those things for you, but I
could end the podcast.
She's
but
a lot
go
more
ahead.
ADHD than I ever knew.
No,
I didn't know that till we started this podcast that she had such a problem with it, but she does.
Well, I don't have the hyperactivity. I just have the attention deficit. But
yes.
I am located centrally between several friends.
You're the hub.
I'm not asking you to make an excuse for it now.
But nobody ever tells me what's happening, and it's just so easy to just drop your bags at my house because I have somebody who comes on Friday and cleans my house, so I don't feel like I need to scramble and go and do. So my house is pretty much the way it is all the time. It's not clean. Right. It's not dirty. It's a pile here. And I told you, I moved here for the school district, and I have space. I have just ridiculous space. So you want to come over? You want to stay over? I have a room for you. You got your own bathroom. I got another room over here, which will soon be my office. I'm getting a desk on Thursday. Yay. What? So I say yes a lot. So when I feel overwhelmed with too many things, I might definitely call Jessica and say, I think it's a cry for help. I think it's I need something to balance out the crazy that's landing upon me. And so, and for dinners.
I think that also the last minute dinners are because someone else canceled on you.
No, I don't make plans. You know, I don't
use. You used to need a babysitter though. You don't now, but you did.
Well, I don't make plans. And Stuart will say things like, do you want to go out with blah? And he'll name a couple, and I'll be like, am I not good enough for you anymore? Like, do you need other people at this meal? And he said, no, but see what Jessica and Scott are doing. And to be honest, it's always.
Oh, so he's the one that's last minute.
But it's always Stuart, because I don't want to go out. Like, I don't want to see people. So that means I need to fix some hair, and I need to show some cleavage, and I need to.
I mean,
I don't have cleavage. I don't have.
But
cleavage.
It used to hurt. I mean, I'm married to somebody very sensitive who would see that you wanted to have dinner with us either that night or the next night and be like, "Well, somebody must have canceled on them. Tell them no."
Yeah, that's exactly what I would have said.
I would like to have dinner.
That's exactly what I would have said too. With them. But until
really,
But because remember you said we once had a conversation where would you rather, and it was somebody to cancel plans with you. And I was like, yes, cancel plans with me, until my brother canceled plans with me. And I thought, not this weekend, not this time. I really wanted to do this.
Well, you drove all the way up there. You got a hotel room. I mean, there was plans made. It's not like it's a big difference.
No, I didn't go to the Poconos yet. We put off going until the morning they were leaving. And that morning she sent that text, and I was like, oh, fuck. So that's when I scrambled, and I said, and that's when I called Carrie, and I said, our friends in Connecticut. And I said, I don't know, what are your plans this weekend?
But Carrie's never really a last minute thing for you anyway. They always plan, at least on some level, to see you and when.
Well, Carrie's always so busy that we get 12 minutes here, and Stuart buys 5 gallons of ice cream, and we line the kids up, and everybody takes a spoon and digs in, and we just eat and sit in the hotel lobby, and then we send them into a pool at the hotel wherever we're staying. And it's kids soup, and it's so loud. And now we have kids that are lifeguards, so we don't even need to go in that room anymore. We don't have anything to do with the kids. Yes. Yeah. So, and Dina totally ragged on me in Marco Polo. She said, oh, you're together. And I see it, and we're like, can you make it? She's like, it's the last minute. I'm like, look, I'm not taking that for. I
What's
went
funny,
last minute.
John, is that is exactly how Dina talks. That's like the best Dina impression I've ever heard. Oh, hi. It's Dina.
Hi, I don't think I can come because it's so last minute. I'm like, I know, baby. I just wanted you to know we were thinking about you also, and this is just something we threw together. We were. What do you mean? We took, somebody posted a picture on Facebook. We used to take a lot of pictures and post them. Now we're like, let's just crawl into a big king-size bed. Annie and I met in Mystic. We got a huge king-size bed with a big down comforter. To hear
all this. You must know that by now.
A big down comforter, and we crawled into bed, and we sat there and talked about our husbands and our families for 36 hours, and then we got back in our cars and we left. It was so great.
Sounds horrible.
We slept. I took Ambien. It was awesome.
I can't wait to get that drop.
Butt things.
What?
I can't. You just made such a perfect drop. I can't wait to pull the audio to get it.
What was it? I missed it.
When she did the, I can't come. It's so last minute. I'm like, oh my God, the way you said that, it's going to be perfect out of context.
I can't come. It's a little last minute. Oh yeah, you're right.
I'll play it for you when we're done with this. You'll be like, oh, you were totally right. Totally right.
Yep.
What does that last T-shirt say, John? I can't read it.
Douchebag.
Oh, I got it. Douchebag. So the T-shirt I sent her said "dope" on it, and it was like, it was a really cute T-shirt. It was something she said all the time when we were younger, and or it was just really.
And you just set it adrift on memory bliss.
I did. I released the anger. I released the resentment. And I just set it out there.
You are so evolved.
Am I? Or am I totally a hermit now? Leave that out.
No, you're totally not evolved.
I tried to put stamps on it enough so that I didn't even have to go to the post office, but my favorite breakfast place is right next to the post office, so that worked out just fine.
Genius.
So do you have, is it family, friends? What about acquaintances? Like that kid who wronged your kid at school, like you had to go and complain about it. His parents, do you shun them now? And do you hold a grudge there? Like, does it blanket your life, or can you set anything adrift? Is there a cure for you? Can you learn from me? Am I crazy? Don't answer that one.
For 2 years, I've been watching this kid push, hit, take food. It's starting to be like he races my kid to me when I come to pick him up. And then if he doesn't get there first, he will hold my kid back and say, "My mommy." And I'll have to push him away to get my own child who hasn't seen me in 8 hours. And then yesterday.
Wow, that's a big one. That's controlling.
Well, yesterday he was just sitting nicely having a snack. And the dad was like, "Did you want to go over and say hi to your friend?" And the kid came over and did this to his penis.
Oh, that was a grabbing motion.
It did like a grab and yank.
A grab and tweak.
A grab and yank.
How is that even a thing?
Didn't even know what to say because I was so shocked. And then the dad was like, "That's not a nice way to play. If you're going to play that way, then we have to go home." And I was like, not a nice way to play. I mean, in my head, I was just like, never, ever, ever, no, never, ever, no. Like, that's what you say to your kid who does that.
See, back in the day, I would just turn my kid loose on that kid. Like, in other words, if he does that, you give him a shot. You give him a shot. Let him, again, there has to be law and order. There has to be consequences for an act like that.
I would, he's only 3. I would rather tell Isaac, if anyone ever does that to you, I want you to
run and tell a grown up. You tell right away, your teacher.
But I mean, it happened right in front of me and right in front of the kid's parent. And this kid, it's been 2 years of people complaining about this kid. So I just went to the administration and I was like, exactly how long do I have to wait until this is done? Like, what are the rules? What's happening now?
Sounds like that kid needs a one-on-one. It sounds like he's got enough issues that he requires
to do an observation.
Yeah.
I don't care what they observe. I want it to be done. I don't care what's observed. I don't care. Because they're potty training. And in a couple months, they're going to start changing for the pool. And if this has turned into crotch grabbing, no. Because you don't have any idea what kind of mental illness that could be triggering.
Right. That's impulse control. That's impulse control. I mean, all of these things. It sounds like he needs an aid.
It's not impulse control, Melissa, because he does this. He does this whole, like, look at him, look at me, think about it for a second, then do it. And there's no impulse control. It's very premeditated. It's premeditated evil every single time.
Yeah, it's tough.
Well, that's another reason he'd need a one-on-one to sit with him and explain to him corrective behaviors. And
why aren't his parents doing it? Well, it doesn't even matter. Honestly, it doesn't even matter. And then the teachers are just like, well, that's not odd for 3-year-old behavior, like the pushing and hitting and stuff. I'm like, right, but it is, because he's the only kid all the other kids are talking about when they go home.
And he's the only one doing it. It's not, don't tell me it's age appropriate when there's only one child doing it.
Well, that's not off for a 3-year-old. I'm like, listen, this ain't my first rodeo. I've already had a kid get kicked out of 3 daycares in 2 weeks. I know how this works.
Me too. My son. That's how we found out he was autistic.
My son. Same with me.
Impressive.
3 daycares in 2 weeks. And they were like, well, they must not have been very good daycares. I'm like, no, he was a maniac. Mm-hmm. He was standing on furniture. He was throwing scissors. He was a menace to society.
My kid clubbed another kid with a Tonka truck. And I saw it. I couldn't even get to him fast enough.
I think he threw a chair, my kid. I think he just was like so out of control and wild.
It's tough.
It was horrible. So, I mean, but don't tell me what's age appropriate. I have 3. I know what mentally disturbed children look like firsthand.
And mine does not need to be with yours.
Exactly.
Right. He obviously needs something else that he's not getting. I don't want to wait anymore. My kid doesn't want to wait anymore. And how can I let other parents, how can you sit there and look at all the other parents and say, well, we're going to have a one-on-one and then we're going to observe him and then we're going to give them 3 strikes. It's been 2 years. They have a stack of incident reports like this. How many more do you need? Why do you need more at all?
Right. They're a little too young for take a bow. Like when they're like 9, 8, 9, 10, there's always take a bow. That's like a rite of passage that friends do to friends. You know what take a bow is, don't you?
No.
When they bend over, you put your finger in their butt.
You take your hand back, your hand, you bang them in the
and
ball
they fold
sack.
in half.
Yes, and it's
It wasn't even a bang in the balls. It was a grab, like you're picking an apple off a tree.
And I think that lasts until your mid-20s, maybe early 30s.
Oh my God.
And then I said, like, has that happened to you before? And you said, yeah, he pulls my penis and he hurts me.
Yikes.
And I'm not saying he's like doing it all the time, but once is enough, people. Once is enough. And I mean, I hope you bleep out where he goes to school because I know I said the where earlier.
Okay.
And I don't really want to, I don't want to put them under siege right now.
Yeah, so everybody else parents like an idiot. I'm pretty confident I could say that.
So true. If it was mine, I mean, and it has been, my son has done way less and gotten way more. At the dinosaur Shabbat the other night, he ran away from me and I was like, get over here. What are you doing? Don't do that. Like, I mean, come over here, play nice. I'm like, don't run away from me. What are you doing?
You have to put your kid with all these other kids who are raised like animals and you're stuck. You're stuck unless you want to hire Laura to stay with him all day, every day.
I don't want anyone to stay with him all day, every day. I like the fact that he loves going there. He doesn't understand what's happening to him and he won't for 5 years. 5 years, he'll see that kid in a grocery store and be like, oh my God, that kid used to terrorize me. And boop, just like that, he'll be different.
But in 5 years, my question for you is, will he still be wearing a cape?
Probably.
Okay.
I can't get him out of it. Do you know what I have to do to get him to not sleep in it so he doesn't strangle himself in his sleep? I have to put it right next to him and fold it up a certain way. He's out of his mind.
Put little gummy worms on top of it.
No gummies. No, he's done potty training. So he keeps saying, I'll go pee-pee for candy. And I'm like, no, you'll go pee-pee because you have to go pee-pee. That's over now.
So wait. We're done potty training?
He still wears a pull-up at night, but I don't think he needs it.
That's different.
He doesn't have nap
wet
time.
In the morning?
No, never. He goes to the bathroom first thing, just like a normal person would do. And he doesn't, he's not wet at nap. I think he's just done. I know. It's pretty exciting stuff. It's exciting to not have. Meanwhile, we get our Amazon diapers on Subscribe and Save, and 2 more shipments have come since we potty trained him. And I was like, Scott, turn it off! We have 100 diapers here. The kids potty train. What are we going to do with these?
Well, you're either going to donate them to the JCC, or you're going to return them.
That's a good idea.
Or you're going to return them.
Have you ever subscribed and saved from Amazon, and then all of a sudden you look and in your closet is like 8 families worth of toilet paper?
No.
That happening.
I've done subscribe and save for dog food on Chewy.
We used to do cat litter.
I've done it with my vitamins, and then I don't take vitamins every day. So when I do, do you know Vita5? Do you know what that is?
Nope.
No, but I thought you were using Care or something that sent the thing.
They're gummies, so I like everything in the gummy form. So all of my vitamins, my probiotic, my vitamin C, my biotin, the omega whatevers, they all come in gummy form. And it has my name on the packet. It's a packet of daily. I open it and I pop in like 6 gummies.
Here we go. We're back. And we're back.
And we're back. Sorry about that. Jessica kind of freaked us all out and for no reason.
Right. Thank goodness. Because that's what makes you nervous.
I forgot where we left off, but John was just about to tell us about getting Walmart groceries.
So normally what I do is, because I don't like grocery shopping, I used to go to ShopRite. They had this little app, and you could go on, and they would bring them to your house. And
Yeah,
it was only $15, and it's lovely. And they've screwed their app up and their shop at home thing up so much that I can't take it anymore. So someone told me that Walmart will do it. You just got to go to the place and get it. So I'm like, okay, I can do that, and it's free. There's no $15. So you go
right,
there.
Because you're picking it up.
Right. But they come out. So what happens is you go in, you do your whole thing, you click all your shopping, it's all on a cart. boom, they tell you what time. You show up outside. There's an app on your phone. There's a grocery app on your phone. You tell them you're there. They wheel the groceries out. They put them in your car, and off you go. La, 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 and it's all done.
So it's like a drive-through. It's a drive-through.
But I thought you were being sarcastic that it was a disaster.
What do you mean? No, not Walmart, like, ShopRite.
It went fantastic.
No, it did go fantastic. It was great. So then, and then the other thing is, because I'm a guy, and they still use plastic bags. A lot of people are going to paper now, but they still use plastic. So then you got to try to figure out if you can get every bag in your hand so you can come up the steps with both bags so you never have to go back again. So, like, you want to see
Scott
if you can carry
used to do that
10 bags.
When he weighed 400
I'd rather
pounds.
carry 10 bags and struggle up the steps than have to go up and down the steps 2 times.
Right, because I'm pretty sure we talked about the fact that you should go back and forth to the car at least twice.
Right.
I mean, you're fighting exercise right now. You're doing so well, but you're going to fight.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is it's almost a thing like it's a challenge. It's almost like a game show challenge. How many bags you can carry upstairs. Now, I had 7.
I do it, and I'm angry when I walk in,
I
too.
do it the same thing. I do it, too.
So
with the cans?
Yeah, with the cans. Yeah.
Now, all mine is mine's very boring. It's all boneless, skinless chicken breast and vegetables and stuff like that. So it's very, very boring.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, it would be great. I hear what you're saying, and challenge accepted. I love that you're doing it. I do it too. I even take the plastic ones and I line them all the way up my arm until it's cutting off the circulation all the way up my arm as
I never
many
did that.
as I can.
I do everything's in my fingers. I'm a finger guy.
Try to get into the house. Well, I have to turn the knob to get in the garage.
What
so
you
I
got
have
the other
to
hand for?
I have to have these 3 fingers, but it's going up both arms as I'm coming in. Family of 4, 1 man. So I'm coming in. I go to turn it. I get in. I close the door. But would it kill me to walk back outside, pick up some more bags, go back out, go in, out, in, out?
It really, no, again,
exercise.
it wouldn't. And it's not that big of a deal to go up and down the steps again. It's not, but it's just a challenge to see if I can get up with one. I thought to myself, if I can't make this, I'll just drop a few, like halfway on the landing, and then go up the rest of the way and come back and get them. But I made it.
I bet you more people than you realize are totally relating to what you're saying right now.
Absolutely.
We all do that.
Yeah. We all do it. I do it too.
Mm-hmm. I do it too.
One time I challenged myself too much and spilled the milk on the driveway, and it exploded into a million pieces and spilled an entire gallon of organic milk, $7 fucking milk.
I did that.
I was so pissed.
I took a brand new gallon of milk out of the refrigerator and I set it on the counter. I thought it was all the way on the counter.
No!
It was halfway on the counter.
Worse than the
It
house.
did one flip. It hit, and I had already taken the seal off of it. The lid blew off, and I couldn't believe how much milk came out of that little hole. By the time I got to it,
Mamma mia.
it was I lost like 3/4 of a gallon of milk, and the cursing and the language after that, because I had to do all that cleaning, was horrible, disgusting.
Yeah, and it's sticky. Milk is sticky.
Yes, it took forever to get that up.
It takes so long to clean that.
And then you know what?
shiz.
There was a stench like 2 days later, like the little sour milk.
Because you didn't get it all.
You don't get it all because it goes everywhere. You don't. It's probably places where I didn't even know it went.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Yeah, it's gross. It's gross. Stuart opened up the trunk today to take our bags out because of our 2-day trip, and out falls a 6-pack of beer.
Uh-oh.
Glass shatter.
Oh, no.
I think I still smell like beer, and I've washed my hands several times. I picked up glass. I did cut my finger, but I don't think there's anything in there. So I'm picking up all these shattered glass pieces, and Mallory yells, 2 of them didn't break. She was so excited. She's like, here, look. And she was like running around with beer, and now she reeks of beer. It's almost as bad as spilled milk. Spilled beer.
I don't know. What's worse, beer smell or milk or rotten milk? Sour
Rotten milk is way worse. Beer
Yeah.
just smells like everybody I dated in college. Hey, John, do you observe Lent at all?
No, I don't do any of that. Nope.
Our friends gave up sweets and beer and all this stuff for Lent, and I find
Boy,
that
they
sad.
are so religious.
You know what I
find
do?
that sad.
I give up giving up things for Lent. That's what I gave up.
I want to go and I want to give them sweets and beer and play and be silly and they're just good people who have a tradition of doing something, and they do it every year, and I figure for Easter maybe we'll send packages of sweets and not beer, because we saw what happened with that today. But
Well, the thing to me is about religion is it's kind of funny. I mean, do you really think that God's up there saying, you know something? You didn't give anything up for Lent. And, I'm going to hold that against you. Because I don't believe that happens.
Does God hold grudges? Is that your question? Do I'm sorry's count in religion?
Well, why is it that you have to give? I mean, I understand it's an offering and you're going to do this as an offering to him, but again, it's just a way to fail or make yourself feel bad about yourself when you fall off the wagon. So why? It's like the same thing. It's like a religious. What is the thing you do? A resolution. It's like a religious resolution that is supposed to last 40 days, and then you feel like because you can't do it, for 40 days. Then you feel like and then you don't even know what. Hold
on.
What's the ramification?
Lent is 40 days.
Yeah, till Easter.
Can you imagine?
That's where there's that big basket with chocolate in it, and
Can you imagine giving up candy for Lent? No wonder there's so much chocolate at Easter.
Well, the funny thing is that you have Fat Tuesday where everybody goes out and posts a party, and then you have Ash Wednesday. And then I was watching a news report the other day, and the lady who was behind the anchor woman had the ashes still on her head. And I'm like, I can't believe.
Yeah, they all do that.
I can't believe that they're actually on TV with the ashes still on their head. It cracks me up.
A lot of people do that.
See, I gave up that whole Catholic religion, ashes on the head thing. I mean, I'm a Christian, but I'm not Catholic because, I don't know, it's just too much.
Too much shenanigans.
Well, no, it's instead of being a religion of happiness and forgiveness, it just seems like it's a religion of punishment and pain.
Rules and regulations.
Yeah, rules and regulations. I'm like lighten up.
All of those things.
Lighten up. Remember, I went to Catholic school until 5th grade, and they basically beat this belief of God out of me.
Be kind, do good, show love.
There you go.
If you're not teaching that.
Right, exactly.
I can't really.
And then I went to a church, I was 50 years old, and they're playing music, and they're dancing, and they're singing, and I'm like, hey, this is a party. I can get behind this. This is fun.
What kind of church was that?
It was a Christian church. I think it's Methodist.
Now you go every Sunday?
No. But
no.
You look like you swallowed 8 pills.
Yeah,
like,
I think you can get a drop for yourself on that one. Who? Me?
Well, before when I used to go, I was dating somebody. We went together. It's okay. Church, the movie theater, and a diner are 3 places I don't go alone.
Really, I would love to go to the diners alone because
I would love to go to the movies alone
in New Jersey. Oh, and the movies alone, what a treat! Oh my God, no one to.
Delightful.
I guess maybe I should challenge myself to try to go to a movie by myself. Like I could go during the day. That's okay. We'll go into different theaters. Yeah, there we go.
Yay! Yeah, I'll go with you. It'll be great.
You know what? Remember, like you would go to a ride, and if they took 2 people, you had to stand to the side. If you were single, and they would pair you with somebody. Maybe singles should go to the movies, stand to the side, and they pair you with another person, so you have a plus person to share popcorn with.
Yeah, I don't need to share my popcorn, but I do need someone to
for
talk
dating.
To.
That would be a good thing for like dating, like a singles dating night. Is like go to the movies and everyone pair off and share popcorn with one another. And you never know, you may share popcorn with somebody you want to share popcorn with again. See, now I'm starting to see glitches on my computer. Like, there's glitches going across the screen, like it's shorting.
All right, so
and it's still on 4%, and I don't know why.
What are you going to do about this, young lady?
Well, what we're going to do first is we're going to end our podcast and thank our listeners.
Well, it's been like that the whole time. Okay, thanks for listening, yutzes. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Take your grudges and take all of the wrongs you've been wronged.
Take this job and shove it.
Set it free. Set yourself free from all the anger. There's nothing you can gain.
Well, wait a minute. Let's find out from the audience.
If I started another comedy podcast, would you guys be angry with me?
Why would we care if you were cheating on us with someone else? Why would we care? No, just kidding.
I don't know.
So wait a minute. Before you say that, but why don't we ask the audience, is there a grudge that you are still holding, and what is it? Like, you could be anonymous. And you can tell us. Yeah, you can go to Instagram at Listen Brilliant. You can also go to the Twitter at Listen Brilliant, and it's also Facebook. And what's Facebook? Because that one I don't remember.
Brilliant Observations.
I think it's either Listen Brilliant or Brilliant Observations. Yeah, and then our website is brilliantobservations.com.
Right, and you can always email your response to
brilliantobservations@gmail.com.
There you go.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We love having you join us. We love that you listen. We know that you're listening because we count the stats. Some of us religiously.
Some of us don't care.
I care.
Some of us care a little more than others. But either way, thank you so much for listening and joining us.
Guys.
If you like the show, it wouldn't hurt any of us. It might even save us from Melissa if you could just send us an email and tell us. Thank you.
Yay.
And we will see you next time. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.